Hey, this is Economic Bay's digital avatar, and while he is on the charts doing business deals and having consulting sessions with our clients, I'm here to deliver this information. Today, we're diving deep into something that separates those who build lasting wealth from those who chase it endlessly: the energy of wealth, wellness, and emotional mastery. This isn't about get rich quick schemes or overnight success stories. This is about understanding how your mind controls your reality, how your emotional state shapes your financial decisions, and most importantly, how you can start seeing tangible results in your own life beginning today. The science of the mind wealth connection, the 032. Let me start with what neuroscience and behavioral psychology are revealing. Your brain has what we call the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis. When you're stressed, anxious, or emotionally dysregulated, this system floods your body with cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol doesn't just make you feel bad, it literally impairs your decision making ability. It shrinks the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain responsible for strategic thinking, impulse control, and long term planning. Think about this. Research shows that people making financial decisions under stress tend to be more impulsive, reactive, and prone to emotional spending. They chase quick wins instead of building sustainable wealth systems. Your emotional state is literally the gateway to your financial state. But here's where it gets powerful. Science also shows us that when you practice emotional control and mind taming techniques, your cortisol levels decrease significantly. Studies from 2024 and 2025 reveal that mindfulness practices and intentional emotional regulation reduce cortisol and improve sleep quality, focus, concentration, and emotional regulation. When your nervous system is calm, your prefrontal cortex is activated. You think clearer. You make better decisions. You spot opportunities that stressed people miss. The three pillars of wealth energy. 415. Now let's talk about how this translates into actual wealth building. There are three pillars that work together to create what I call the energy of wealth. Pillar one, mindset mastery. Your mindset is the operating system for your entire life. Research in behavioral economics shows that specific mental frameworks consistently separate wealth builders from everyone else. People with wealth building mindsets share certain traits. They're conscientious, they follow through on plans, they're open to experience, they adapt and learn, they're disciplined about delaying gratification. But here's what most people miss: mindset isn't just positive thinking. It's not about affirmations alone. It's about understanding that your beliefs about money shape your behavior around money. If you believe wealth is accessible to you, you'll spot opportunities and take calculated risks. If you believe wealth is for other people, you'll self sabotage and miss those same opportunities. One powerful concept gaining traction is shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. When you operate from abundance, you're not desperate. You're not making fear based decisions. You're strategic. You invest in education, in systems, in people. You compound your returns over time. Pillar two, emotional regulation. This is where most people stumble. Your emotions drive 90% of your financial decisions. Fear makes you hold cash when you should be investing. Greed makes you chase bubbles. Shame makes you avoid looking at your financial reality. Desperation makes you take bad deals. Emotional mastery means you can feel these emotions without being controlled by them. It means you develop what psychologists call emotional resilience. You can acknowledge fear and take calculated action anyway. You can feel excited about an opportunity and still do your due diligence. You can experience setbacks and learn from them instead of spiraling. The practices that activate this are meditation, breath work, journaling, and what we call emotional check ins. When you pause before making a financial decision and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? You create space between stimulus and response. That space is where your power lives. Pillar three, consistent action. And finally, mindset and emotional regulation must be paired with consistent action. This is where the rubber meets the road. The wealthiest people aren't just thinking wealthy thoughts, they're taking aligned actions every single day. They're tracking their finances, they're investing in their education, they're building multiple income streams, they're networking strategically, they're automating their savings. One key insight: what you earn is not what matters. What matters is what you keep. This comes back to emotional control. You can make six figures and still live paycheck to paycheck if you don't have emotional mastery around spending. But you can make a modest income and build significant wealth if you're disciplined and intentional. How this shows up in your life: 4:15 to 6 to 30. So, how does this actually manifest in your day to day reality? Let me paint you a picture. When you start practicing mind taming and emotional control, the first thing you'll notice is clarity. Your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become more intentional. You start noticing patterns in your spending, in your relationships, in your opportunities. That clarity alone starts opening doors. Second, your stress levels drop. Remember that cortisol we talked about? When that decreases through consistent practice, your sleep improves, your immune system strengthens, your energy increases, you have more capacity to focus on what actually matters. Third, you start attracting different opportunities. This isn't mystical, it's practical. When you're calm and clear, you notice opportunities that stressed people miss. When you're confident in your emotional mastery, you present yourself differently, you negotiate better, people trust you more. Doors open. Fourth, your financial life becomes more organized and intentional. You know where your money is going. You have a plan. You're making decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. And here's what's powerful: abundance mindset paired with disciplined action is the actual formula for wealth building. Within weeks, you might notice you're sleeping better, thinking clearer, feeling more calm. Within months, you'll see your financial decisions improving. You'll have paid down debt or started investing. You'll have multiple income streams or a clear plan to build them. Within a year, your financial reality can look completely different if you commit to mastering your mind and emotions. The practices that work: 6:30, 7:45. Now let's get practical. What are the actual tools and techniques you should be using? Daily mindfulness or meditation practice. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes. Research from 2024-2025 shows that even beginners who commit to an 8-week mindfulness program see measurable decreases in cortisol, improvements in sleep, and enhanced emotional regulation. This is the foundation. Breath work. When you feel stress or anxiety rising, your breath is the fastest way to reset your nervous system. Try box breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. Do this for 2 minutes and you'll feel the shift. Intentional goal setting, not vague dreams, specific measurable goals, short-term, medium-term, and long-term targets. When you have clear goals, your reticular activating system activates. Your brain literally starts noticing opportunities aligned with those goals. Emotional journaling. Spend 10 minutes each day writing out your thoughts, fears, and feelings. This externalizes what's stuck in your head and gives you perspective. Many of the most successful people do this. Strategic financial tracking. Know exactly where your money is going. Budget with intention. Prioritize investments and savings over unnecessary spending. This gives you control and reduces financial anxiety. Continuous learning. Wealth builders are always learning about markets, about psychology, about business, about people. This activates your openness to experience trait, which research shows correlates with higher earnings. So here's the bottom line: the energy of wealth isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to do the internal work. Mind taming and emotional control aren't nice to haves, they're the foundation. They're what separate people who build lasting wealth from people who stay trapped in financial stress. The good news: you can start today, right now. One conscious breath, one moment of emotional awareness, one aligned action. And when you string together enough of these moments, they become habits. When habits compound, they become your reality. Economic Bay and his team are committed to helping you build this foundation. Whether through consulting, coaching, or our resources, we're here to support your journey toward financial freedom and wellness mastery. Start today. Your future self will thank you.